What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing good and having a great day. Now, as you guys probably already know, I'm a massive fan of mobile banks as a whole, and I'm basically fully sold on the idea and I use them on a day-to-day basis. I think they've offered a great role in providing new innovative features to users which are genuinely useful, and they put a lot of pressure on the high street banks to improve their products and services as well. Now, just recently, my personal go-to mobile bank, Monzo, has just released a new product called Monzo Plus. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the reasoning behind why Monzo have launched this new product. We're going to have a look at the product in a bit more detail and try and work out whether or not it's actually a worthwhile product. Now, before we get into it, if you are new around here, welcome to the channel. This is the place to be for all things finance and money related in the UK. So if you are interested in finding out what are the best bank accounts out there at the moment, credit card reviews, and content on investing in the stock market, then this is the place to be. So if you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell so that you never miss a video. And I know it's a bit cheeky asking before the video's even started, but I'd really appreciate it if you guys could smash that like button, as it really helps me out and helps out with the YouTube algorithm and enables YouTube to share these videos so that more people that might find them useful get to see them. So I'd really appreciate that. And as always, just as a quick disclaimer, this is in no way financial advice. I'm simply just outlining my own opinions and thoughts and outlining information for you guys. Always make sure to do your own research before signing up for anything. But with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. So just for a bit of context, recently Monzo have appeared back in the news, and this is partly due to their new pay monthly product release, but also because they posted a significant increase in their annual post-tax loss of £113.8 million, which is up from 47.1 in the previous year. So their annual post-tax loss has over doubled in a year, which really isn't great. And it also seems that the pandemic has had a massive impact on them as well as a company, as their overall market value has dropped by 40% as well, down to £1.25 billion. And according to this report from CNBC, there are changes going on within the company, with a lot of staff being made redundant, but most significantly, CEO and co-founder Tom Blomfield has now stepped down from CEO to a more product-focused role. And it seems that the company's biggest issue isn't to get new users or to retain them, but rather convert these 4.4 million users into a way of generating revenue for the company. And this is part of the reasoning behind launching this new product, Monzo Plus, which is supposed to be an upgraded service which charges users monthly for using it. Now, just for a bit more context, Monzo hasn't had the best year in terms of public opinion, as they've had security scandals and reports which I'm assuming haven't been good for the company. They also originally launched Monzo Plus back in April 2019, and actually scrapped the product after 5 months due to it not really hitting the market and failing to convert users. Let's now look at the new Monzo Plus product that they're offering and see whether it's a worthwhile upgrade. Okay, so first up, what does it cost? So Monzo Plus is now going to cost £5 a month, and you have to sign up for a minimum of 3 months. So you're at least going to be paying £15 if you sign up for it. And over a year it will cost £60 in total. Now, I can't really say if this is good value without looking at the features yet, but Revolut charge £6.99 for their upgraded plan, Money's charge £4.16, and Curve, which isn't actually a mobile bank but offers similar sorts of features, charge £9.99 a month. So looking at price alone, it does seem to undercut most of the market. Okay, so the first feature that they offer, which is really cool I think, is the ability to view all of your accounts in Monzo. So what this means is you can actually load up all of your credit and debit cards into your Monzo account, so you can see transactions coming through and see all of your money in one easy to use app. Now, I do think this is a really worthwhile feature and it could be useful for a lot of people out there. That being said, there are free alternatives with apps like Yolt, where they basically do the exact same thing, where it too allows you to load up all of your credit and debit cards into the one space to view everything all at once. Now, I have used apps like this in the past, but I feel what they all lack is the ability to load up all your investment accounts as well, because I think this would be really useful to see all of your investment accounts and bank accounts all in one space to see exactly how much money you have. Now, Revolut sort of have a feature like this where you can invest straight from their platform. However, it doesn't allow you to load up other investment accounts to view within the app. Okay, so the next feature is earning interest on your balances and regular pots. So the interest rate you'll be getting is 1% on balances up to £2,000. So in all honesty, I really don't think that's great. 1% on £2,000 in a year is only £20, and that's all you'll get if you take full advantage of this. And in 2019, the UK inflation rate was 1.74%. So this means as the interest rate is lower than the inflation rate, you'll actually be losing money. I guess the one good thing about this is that you don't actually have to put your money into separate pots to be able to get them to earn interest. You can simply just leave it in your main account where it's instantly accessible. Now, due to the pandemic, there aren't really a lot of great options out there to get high interest rates, but I still don't think this is a particularly great offer. And if you max it out and get that £20 back, at least it'll bring your annual subscription down from £60 to £40. So the next feature is custom categories. So what the categories are is when you have money going in or out of your account, you can mark it under a specific category within Monzo. So for example, you can mark it as gifts, charity, shopping, expenses, and whatnot. So custom categories means you can add exactly what you want if one of the categories doesn't already exist. Now, to be honest, I don't think this is going to be a particularly useful feature for most people, but it might be good if you're really into tracking all of your transactions. But again, it's not something I spend a lot of time doing myself, so it's not a feature for me. Okay, the next feature is the holographic card. Now, with all these mobile banks, with all of the upgraded monthly plans, they all come with a new flashy card. And to be honest, it's a complete gimmick. Having a card that looks a bit better than another card means absolutely nothing. It's still going to work just the same as any other card. And for me personally, I make all my payments on credit cards, so no one's going to see the card anyway. But maybe you do really like the card, and maybe it's something that draws you to this service. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. Okay, so the next feature is virtual cards. Now, I think this is a really good feature. So it basically means you can have your physical Monzo card, which you'll be using for most things like when you're making payments in shops, but then you also have the ability to create virtual cards on the app. So this might be useful if you're shopping online, but especially if you might be needing to make a payment at a potentially dodgy online shop. So it means you don't have to give out your proper physical card details, and you can just create a virtual card to make this payment, and you can stop the virtual card from working after you've made the payment. So yeah, great feature if you ask me. However, there are alternatives out there where you can actually get this same feature for free. So with Monese and Revolut, they do actually have this same feature, but in the free account. Next we have advanced roundups. So if you're not familiar with roundup features in apps like Monzo, it's basically where every time you make a purchase of an uneven amount, the excess will be rounded up to an even number and then put into a savings pot to make your finances all rounded numbers and allow you to save money over time without actually trying to. Now, how the advanced roundup feature works is that you can basically increase the amount you're rounding up. So rather than just rounding up to the nearest pound and then saving that money, you can select to multiply that roundup amount by either 2, 5 or 10. So what this means is you'll be able to set more money aside for savings without even trying to. Now, is this feature particularly worth it and useful? Personally, I don't really think so, and I think a lot of people out there may not actually want to use this, as it may set a lot of money aside without you actually intending to. But I guess for those that are beginner savers, it might be a really useful feature. But again, that's open to personal opinion. Next we have an in-app credit tracker. So I really like this feature, and it's a really good idea to have it integrated into the Monzo app. Now in the UK, you'll actually have 3 different credit scores that companies might check to check your credit score, and these are Experian, Equifax and TransUnion. So in the Monzo app, they'll be showing you your TransUnion credit score. Now it's useful to see that information and get a baseline of what your credit score is, but if you really want to check it thoroughly, it's worth checking all 3 of them. So do I think this credit score feature is worth having? Yes and no. It's nice to see your credit score without having to physically check it. However, that being said, there are other apps out there where you can get a very similar service. For example, ClearScore, which is a completely free app, it shows you your Equifax credit score every single month. So if you want to track your credit score frequently, there are other free alternatives. Okay, next it gives you offers and discounts in specified shops. So I'll stick this on screen now what the offers are, but it doesn't seem a particularly extensive list to me, and to be honest, I know most of these offers you can actually get through other means as well. So for example, with the American Express Everyday Platinum Cashback credit card, which is a completely free credit card with no annual fee, you can actually get a lot of these same offers or similar ones within the American Express app. So in all honesty, I don't think these offers are particularly revolutionary within Monzo Plus. Next we have auto export transactions. So what this means is every time you make a transaction, these transactions will be saved to a Google Sheet, and you can use all of this information to track all of your expenses and put them into graphs and whatnot. Now I think this is a really good idea and will appeal especially to those who are really keen on keeping track of all their expenses. And I think this could be really useful as well if it works for all transactions made with any bank account or credit card that is loaded up into your Monzo account, as it would be really useful to get all that information from your credit and debit cards all in one. However, if tracking expenses isn't something you personally like to do, then this feature probably won't be useful to you, but there is the option to turn it off, which is good. Next we have 1 free cash deposit per month. So to be honest, I don't think this is great. You can deposit money as often as you like if you have a high street bank account, so being able to deposit cash only once a month in your Monzo account really isn't that useful. Okay, finally we have fee-free withdrawals when abroad, which is upped from the standard £200 to £400. Now to be honest, I think they made this feature a bit misleading. So with a standard Monzo account, you can withdraw £200 a month when you're abroad. However, this limit doesn't apply if you're in a country that's within the European Economic Area, where there is no cash withdrawal limit. So if you're planning on going on holidays to Europe and countries that are in the European Economic Area, this upgrade most likely isn't going to be useful to you in any way. and the upgrade from £200 to £400 is only really useful if you're travelling to other countries further out. Now, I don't really like this because I think they've intentionally made it a bit misleading to get people to sign up for the pay monthly account. However, the product they offer for free is already actually really good. So in my opinion, there's no point in upgrading for this feature. And if you are likely to travel outside the EEA, then honestly you're better off getting a Starling account, where you have unlimited overseas cash withdrawals. So there we have it, that's all the features in Monzo Plus. Is it worth it? Personally, I don't think so. I do think some of the features are good and innovative and will be useful to people, but I personally just don't think it's worth paying monthly for, where most of these things are available for free elsewhere in other apps. I do think this is actually quite sad because over the last year I feel Monzo have sort of lost their way and they're not really hitting the target market in the same way they used to, and these new features that they're offering I just don't think are competitive enough at that price. But that being said, that is just my opinion, and to be honest my opinion might be slightly skewed, and I'm generally quite tight when it comes to pay monthly services. Now I can see a certain gap for people that might want to use Monzo Plus and think it'll be worth it, and this would be people that are really sold on Monzo as a platform and really like using the app, and basically cut out all the other apps they use for financial services and just use Monzo. But like I said, if you are happy to use other apps as well, then you can basically get all of these features for free. Well, there we have it. That basically covers everything for today, guys. I hope that was useful in understanding the new features that Monzo are offering. Now obviously I've shared my own opinions about what I think of the product, but naturally you're entitled to create your own opinion about what you think of the product yourself. Now if you did make it this far, thank you so much for watching, and if you did enjoy the video or feel like you learned something new, I'd really appreciate it if you could smash that like button, as it does really help me out with the YouTube algorithm and allows YouTube to share these videos so that more people that might find them useful or interesting get to see them. And if you are new around here, this is the place to be for all things money related in the UK. So if you're interested in finding out what are the best credit cards and bank accounts out there at the moment, reviews on financial products and investing content, then this really is the place to be. So if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell so you never miss a video. And I'd love to know your opinions and thoughts and what you guys think of Monzo Plus. Do you agree with me, or do you think it's got more potential than I've given it credit for? So let me know in the comments down below. And if you do have any questions or feedback from me, make sure to just drop them in the comments as well, and I'll make sure to respond to all of you. But with that being said, take it easy guys and keep saving.